How you doing, Ralfy here, Ralfy Customs. We're back on Mr. Clint's Fazer, take 2 I guess, because we had a bit of a false start. We've ironed out the wrinkles and now we're going to crack on. Righto, here we go. So if you follow along, you'll see that this all got a bit convoluted and in the way and didn't fit where his seat's got to go. So we're going to off these, yeah, both sides. We're going to put a piece in across here, and then we're going to bring the seat base off the subframe, if you like, that's welded on off that tube because it needs to come narrower. We'll have to sort the tank mounts as we go. First things first, I'm going to cut these off. I'm going to clean these areas up. And then we're going to look at putting a bit of thick tube, 1.25 inches across there, I reckon. Okay, so we've trimmed them off with a chop saw and then polished it up. Focus. Polished it up with the belt sander over there. Look, we've gone over it with a paint remover with a scrubber that takes off rust and shit and paint and stuff, and don't really gouge into the metal too much, so you don't tend to fuck it up like sanding the paint off. They're really forgiving. And then finished it with a bit of the old hand emery. So I guess it's in a good place now to put this cross piece in. I measured where the top of the existing was, and it's here, 135 off there. So we'll look at putting one in there, top of it to be there, which will drop the seat a little bit lower. That might help us, might not help us. I'll get the tank on and have a look. But we're about in the ballpark where those marks are like. Righto, so we've got that, look, by the power of magic, that's holding itself in place. We need to level it up to make sure that it's true. But there we go. And what I've done, I've spaced the tank up maybe a little bit too much. With 10mm packers, I'm going to swap them out to 6mm. There's rubbers go under here, and I've not got the rubbers, so we're guesstimating where the tank's going to sit, like we have all along on this job, so it's no real detriment. But I think I'll swap them out to slightly thinner ones, and there you go. Mr. Newton's fucking theory of fucking gravity has proved correct. That's fell out. So I'll swap them packers out, I think, and then look at getting this tacked in place. Okie fucking dokie, but that tacked in position and levelled up. Put a bubble on it. It's level with everything. And nicely placed to take the tubes that are going to support the seat base that's going to run along. So I think what I need to do is get the tank on again, see where the seat unit fits up against the back of the tank, and trim it to suit, which I've been putting off because it's fiberglass. I'm going to have to cut it with a fucking slit saw and get covered in fiberglass. And then we can start to make these rails I don't know if the modified tank brackets that I put on when we were going with a version 1 are going to be conducive to how it fits now. So I'm not going to worry too much about fitting them. We need to make this, you're going to make a little frame, a little U-shaped frame that comes off here, goes along and goes back, and then we're going to chop all this shit off. So this is all going to go bye-byes. This tube's going to go bye-byes. I'm not sure what that's for, but that's going on all. That's probably some fucking flap, some dirt flap that goes down here to stop all the shit off the back wheel going forward. Anyway, the big thing here is the shocker mount, because this is very important, obviously. So my plan is chop all this shit off, probably along those welds, but maybe here, not sure. And then we're going to run a bit of tube from here to here, like this. We're going to triangulate it, and I reckon that'll be stronger than it fucking needs to be, which is just what we want. Right, it's looking like these have got to go, because my plan is to build this frame that sits, the seat unit sits on. Now I'm just toying with whether to, oh well, that'll stay there, look, whether to do this kind of fucking thing, if that will stay there. Oh it will, yeah. Right, make them quite wide to give it a bit of shape. The problem is it comes narrower at the front, which fucks us up for them tank mounts that I'm on about getting rid of. So I could go straight. There's no reason why I can't go straight and just make a literal U-piece that's this width, you know, wherever this stops flat. I can measure that. I think it's about 7 inches. Oh, bear with. Sorry about this. Yeah, getting on. 7 inches-ish. The thing is, we've got to catch the back of it. Once we put this H in, sorry, this U in, we need to bring some off the back of it, and that needs to miss this. It also needs to catch them, and they're really fucking wide, so they're going to have to right angle in. If I go wider, if I do this, it'll give me less of an angle in, but I don't think that's much of a problem as being too narrow at the front. Not sure, not fucking sure. We could have one mount at the back. Come on. We could chop these off here and then drop some down. Yeah? We could come along, down and up, and then have a tab with a bit across. That'd work. And that tab could hold the seat on as well. We could do that. So I think we'll off them, and we'll look at whether we're going to make this just a straight U at whatever width sits nice on here. It's probably the best option, I think, because it'll give us room for that mount, but it might not be crucial once we've off them. You know, they could come literally as narrow as these are now, and that would leave plenty of room in the middle for a drop down fucking mount, or something in there. So let me think what's going to look best and what's going to do the job best, and we'll go from there. So we're going to make a test piece, if you like. I think this will end up, hopefully it'll do the job, but we're going to try and work it out. What I've done, I've laid these on the seat base, and I've measured the ends, both ends, and then I've marked it out on my table here and got it set out. I need to put one here. I need to put a cross brace across here, and I need to put a cross brace across here. That'll leave plenty of gap for the back of the tank mounts, etc. So I'm going to get them cut and shaped. I won't bother videoing it, and get them tacked in, and then we can offer it up to the seat base and offer it up to the frame and see how the two come together. I'm pretty sure we'll definitely be lobbing these off, which is no bad thing, because it gives us a good base to make another kind of bracket off of, so there's no dramas there. Right. That works. That does fucking work. As industrial as it looks, I think. Which is the brief. Mr. Clint asked for quite industrial when we spoke about it. The problem I've got is that it don't want to fucking sit flat like that. Them brackets got to go. It needs to angle up. So I need a bend where that marker pen line is, 5 inches from the end or whatever it is. I think it is 5 inches. Hold on, bear with. Oh, 4 inches. So we need a bend. I've worked it out. So we have a nice fucking angle of the dangle, and it just needs a 15-degree kick in it so that it sits level with the tank and then kicks up 15 degrees, coming in at the 4-inch mark there. It'll do us nicely, I reckon. Could even go there, 5-inch. Wouldn't really matter, would it? I think it'll all be peachy. So that's what we've got, look. We're going to replace these straight ones with the bent ones. So we've got that kick for the seat. Now, if I was a YouTube magician, I'd do and you'd see them in place, but that's not going to happen. So what the reality is, I'm going to cut through these tacks that I've made and change out one side at a time, back over on my marking out table, on my fab table, so I can keep it all square. Which gives us that, look. So, it's not too warm. It is warm today. This is going to be tea time. So now we've got that, and it's go forward a bit. And those brackets need fucking off. Let's have a look how it fits on the fucking onto the seat base.
Don't forget, folks, our Fuck Stock stickers are now available in our Etsy store, link in the description below. Fuck Stock, you know it makes sense.
Yeah, that's just peachy. That sits lovely. Slight bend there, copies the slight bend in the seat. It rounds out here. I've guesstimated this is where the back of the tank comes, kind of thing. Hold on. Yeah, just a bit further forward of those marks that I've made. I can't quite get this in the right place to offer it up. So what I'll do, I'll cut these off. I'll cut these off and look at getting those on with it in line so it follows the tank, something like that, and nice and in the middle of that tube that we've just put in. Sorted. Okie fucking dokie. So with those brackets trimmed off and those ends shaped, we can line that up a little, something like that. So that's really difficult to hold and show you at the same time, but I'm going to attempt to and not do very well. Anyway, you can see where that goes. Fuck me, that goes in there like that, just touches the bottom of the tank, and fucking everyone's a winner. Gives us a nice angle for the seat. Before I fit that, I'm going to weld it up a bit. It needs bungs in the end, which I'm going to turn up. Might do that after. And I've got a phone call coming in, so bear with. Right, oh, sorry about that. I'm not sorry. I'll answer the phone to one of my fucking brothers. Weld this up a bit before we fit it, make it a bit easier. But we need to fuck all this off, don't we? So rather than struggle to get around the structure that we're about to fit, I'm going to clean this off first, like you've just seen me do earlier in the video. So I can chop both sides. Cut along here, I'm thinking it does go through a little bit onto there, look. So chop here, chop there, fuck it all off, clean this up, clean this top up, because we are going to put a bit of tubing in there, like that. That'll be super duper. Holy fuck shit, it is red hot. It must be 26 degrees in here. Right, the Aussie's day of the year and I'm welding and grinding. So we've trimmed all the shit off, we've cleaned everything up, and we've found out to our dissatisfaction that this box section's made out of fucking tissue paper. Not literally, but it's too thin for me, like. I'm not confident, not happy. I'm confident, I'm not happy putting a tube up off here to the bottom of the seat just on this thin shit. So, as normal, we've turned to our CAD program, our cardboard aided design, and we've got that the wrong way around. Yeah. Oh no, right way around. And we've made a pattern to make some ears to cover it over, which we have then transferred onto the job here, like so. And we've cut them out and cleaned them up off camera because we have. So I'll weld those to the frame, to here, before I put the seat on, because it'll be in the way. Same with this now. We're going to have a bit of tube off here to there, sorry. Might do a bit of box, might do a bit around. Who fucking knows? We'll get them bits, we'll get these plates tacked on and all in place, and then we'll look at that and go from there. Like fucking so. So now we'll have a bit of tube coming off there and not off there, and it won't be trying to fucking, it's got a bigger footprint like, and it's stored up here, and you know, happy days that one. This is the one next, so I thought I'd drop lucky, and I've got a bit that's already knocked out. Look, if it's on there, lovely, but it's too fucking, it's too short. It's too short. So we have to make another one a bit longer, won't we? And then go from there. Righto, so hold on, let me just lock my bed off. We have got where's that fucking lock? Oh, there it is, sorry. We've set this central to the chuck, we've got our clamp down. We've got our 1.25" hole saw in, and I think the easiest thing to do is just let this rip take a chip. Get the cutting oil on. You've got to have a bit of lube, ain't you boys? First time in this video, I think. Because that's what separates us from them animals. A bit more lube. Well, piss this lube, it's red hot because it's so warm now. Gonna waste your blows, Captain. We don't need it to be perfect. In fact, because we're MIG welding, we'd probably be happier if it wasn't perfect. So, just move the handle, hang on. So we'll let it do its thing. Not more lube. There you go. And then we'll have we'll give it a clean up with a sander, and we'll have a good start on the job, right? Almost through, just getting tough now. There we go. That'll do for me. I'll knob that bit through, clean it up with a sander like I say, and we're happy days. Right, with that done, we can offer it up, lower it down and eyeball it, and then give yourselves an angle of the dangle in which to cut it. I think it's just going to fucking come. It don't matter actually if it fucking goes over there a little bit or whatever. That'll be peachy. So I'll cut that off with a cutting disc off camera, and then we'll see how it fucking offers up like fucking so. That worked out rather nicely. So we're just short front and back, just short of the gap, I mean, with the right length, and we're fitting nicely, and we're nice and square, and we're fucking solid as a rock now. So I'm much happier to proceed on getting the fucking seat thing on, the seat base subframe, the top of the subframe on, drop the tank back on and see where it's got to go first. Go from there. There's a lot to go from there in this video, I think. There we go, we've got 26 degrees in the workshop, which is about 78 bananas. Let's go and have a look what it's outside. Alright, I'm cheating a bit. Well, the most accurate thing I've got is my car, and it's telling 29 degrees. And I say I'm cheating a bit because it's fucking black, isn't it? And it's been sat here all day. There's Harry the bastard, bless him, ready for a toodle home in this glorious fucking sunshine. Like that. Oh, there she goes. There she blows, Captain. I'm yet to try the seat unit on. Let's have a go live tonight. Live from Ralfy Customs. There we go. So that is happily supported, I believe. We'll have a fuck about, see what we can't do. I might take these off, these blocks off, but I don't really want to. I might block that. Oh, look, yeah, do that fuck about fair. Block the seat up. Yeah, maybe. We will see. But that's the kind of fucking style he's after. There you go. I could move that back a bit actually. So about there. and then see what's what. So with that frame in place and the seat shoved up a little bit, it fits rather nicely. So I did think about taking these plates off that I put on to do the other style of mounts that we were going to use, but I really don't want to be fucking about grinding and chopping and messing with the bottom of the tank. It needs some support there because it's so fucking thin, so I'm going to leave them on. I think I'm going to leave them on, and by the time it's all on the rubbers, everyone will be a winner. It does mean that I need to slightly elevate the seat 10mm. I need to put a strap across 10mm that the seat sits on, which is absolutely fine. And the next thing to do is to put these pieces in. Now, I don't do a lot of this work. What I've got to do is fill the tube with sand and do it with a gas axe, warm it up. There are far better nozzles, which I've not got. I ain't got a pepper pot to warm it up, so we're going to use our cutting torch. And we have the frame tube there. What we do, we weld a plate on each end, and then we pack it full of dry sand. Remembering to leave a gap when we weld one end, leave a couple of spaces, because if there's any moisture in the sand and you warm it up, you know, you've potentially created a fucking pipe bomb. You don't want the moisture boiling, the water boiling and the steam fucking blowing the ends off the pipe, do you, while you're trying to warm it up? So that's not a good idea. But we weld one on solid, yeah, and then we weld one on mostly after we've packed it full of sand, and then we warm it up and give it a fucking oink. Righto, so with those two done, I think there's still a bit naughty. Oh no, not sure. So I've just chopped them rough like, so they're about the same length, and the bends match up. Now I need to decide. I know they need to start off narrow and kick out. They can't obviously, not obviously, is it, Ralfy? They can't stick right out like that, because they're going to hit the underside of this. So we need to fucking sneak them out. And I'm thinking of doing a double barrel shotgun on the back here. Seriously, I'm thinking of doing that. Chopping it to the angle of the dangle on that plate, and maybe going a double barrel shotgun. See that? I've got to French it right in. French, that's not the word, is it? I've got to scallop it right in, and it's going to join from about ear to ear, which is fucking crazy. I could take it through a bit more and have more of a stand on, so it's got less of a slash cut on the end there, but I'm not happy with how it joins there then. Sorry, there then. It needs to join there on a good angle. Yeah, let's have a quick fucking brew and have a think about that. Right, so after much fucking about and chopping and cleaning, we have gone for the blend it in mode. Like so, tucked in nice and tight. So it misses everything. I think what I'm going to do is mark up the other one off this one. So somehow find the best match in the bends, which is going to be fucking somewhere around there, wherever it fits like, and then fucking cut it off to length, so they're both the same length, and then get that tacked in. Okie fucking dokie. So there's both of those rails in place. Yeah, get away from the glary lights. And we've got to now look at making a bracket that drops down off the bottom of the tank and catches something off here. In there somewhere. Ooh, in there somewhere. We've also got to put one for the seat. I'm going to lift it up 10mm. So we're going to put a strip across that's 10mm higher than this, with a threaded hole in the middle. And we're going to put a single one on the back here with a threaded hole in the middle to take the seat base. Also, yeah, we've got to make the plugs that block off these, so we'll get to spend a little bit of time on the lathe. Righto, so after a consult with Mr. Clint, we're going to do some threaded bungs in the end of the tube there, because he might want to use that for his battery mounts or bolt a tray on there for electrics or something, you know. So rather than just put a plain bung in the end, we're going to make some threaded ones. So I'm just facing this bit of bar up turn my readout on. Hold on. And I know that this wants to be 25mm on the OD. So we'll take a clean up pass and we'll have a measure at that. Let's just check. Hold on. Touch off there. Touch on there. 0. Should have done that first. Another quick clean up pass. There's quite a bit to come off this, I think. I think it's like 30mm. We want 25. So we have room. We need to go along 35mm and take it down to 25, and at the minute it's on 28.42. So I'll certainly read out. X is 28. X. X is 28 point. What was it? 42. Enter. So we want 25, don't we? 25.4, I reckon it'll take that in one go. Let's have a look. 25.4 is there. Yeah. See how it goes. Yeah, look at that. Happy days. Nothing wrong there. Some red hot curly whirlies coming off, and I'm in short sleeves because of the heat wave, so we don't want those fucking coming into contact with us. And we need 35mm at this, and there's 25, so a little way to go. Take 38 with a parting disc, go a little bit more, go 40 even, it don't matter. There's 40. Pull this out. Now this next bit wants to be 19.8, which is probably a bit too much, so if I go 22.8, that's 3mm off for 25mm, like so, and then we'll take the final pass down to length next. So here's the final cut coming in 19.8. We need to put a good chamfer on the end of this. And then I think we're going to park it off and we'll flip it over, face it off, drill it and tap it. So set that down to 25, which is there, have that away. Switch out to a chamfer tool. Right, so good chamfer on there. Not too big a chamfer on there. We're going to make, let's have a look, bear with. Alright, I've just looked at the frame, down to the frame, and I didn't face them up. I just did them with a sander, so they're not going to be super flat. I reckon we'll mig them in. So we do a good chamfer like that, good weld prep. And now we're coming with a parting tool. So we touch that on there. 0 a readout. But the whole thing wants to be 35. Well, that's 38 with the tool, so we go 38.25, which is, which is there. Lots of noises going on around me. I think next door up to fucking moving heavy stuff around or something. Lots of bumps and bangs going on in the background. Anyway, we've got that there. And we send it. Plenty of lube, because that's what separates us from the animal. Merchandise available in the links in the description below. Come on, Bubba. I'm not going to try and catch that because I think it'll be fucking red hot. So, come on. There we go. Sorted. One down, one to go. Right. And then flipped around. We can get rid of that nipple for a start off, that tit. And we can touch on. Get a touch on, I love that expression, if you know you know, and we can move along 10th out, lock off me saddle, there with, and send it. So this will take us down to length, with a splash of lube, sorry bumping the camera. Should be happy days. We don't need to go mad, because we're going to machine. All of that's going to go bye-byes in the middle. but not all of it. There's only having a thread in there, isn't it, you dickhead? What are you waffling on about? Fuck knows. Okay, get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Drop a chamfer tool in. Just clean up that corner, that edge, look. There we go, sorted. Right, so we can, excuse me, move that forward a bit. Bring that in. We can start with a centre drill, like so. Just peck away at that. Now we've gone full depth on that centre drill and it's opened this out. I think that might be enough for a chamfer for the thread. Let's drill it out to the tapping size and see if it leaves a shim for a man. Now, in we go with a freshly sharpened 6.8 drill. Oh yeah, that's doing its job, ain't it? Lovely stuff. So I'll run this through and then we do need to touch on it with a chamfer tool. It's not quite left enough for there. So with that done, we are in with the chamfer in with the chamfer tool. Give it a good chamfer. Now we slow everything right down. While we bring in a machine tap. Plenty of lube. I think I need to top my lube up. And we send that all the way. A bit of slippage there, put a bit of pressure on the tail stop. No, we need to tighten that up. Let's just have that out. We'll give the collet chuck a tighten and just finish that off. There's enough thread in there as it stands like, but I'll give it a tweak off camera and run through again. So that is one of those done. Right, now we'll turn that in reverse. Have him run it through. Lovely jubbly. Send it. Spin it back round. Blow it out. And that is one done, like I said a minute ago. So we'll have that out. Hopefully it's not too hot. And Bob's your answer. Rightio there. So they're tacked in. And we have consulted with Mr. Clint, and further to these mounts I'm going to plate this so that various regulator rectifier, don't fucking know what else, can be mounted there like on here. I also need to lift it up 10mm, so I'm going to cut a bit of plate that sits, bastard that's hot, sits on here, box that in with a bit of plate or plate it off. And it's going to be 10mm higher than that, so we're going to have a bit of a slopey. I'll put a block in there and I'll weld it accordingly, and then he can mount shit underneath, kind of. There won't be room for shit on top, but the seat base will be extremely well supported. After that we can look at this drop down fucking tank mount and go on from there. Right, here's what we've got a bit of a spacer plate. Just been trimmed up. It's going to sit somewhere there. Yeah, it's not going to stay there while I show you, but that's going to sit somewhere there. And then we have this plate, product placement, that sits on top of it. A little something like that, only with that pulled back more. So more like that is the job it. Yeah, then we'll tack. We'll stitch weld this on, get that level with that, and that leaves us room for the rear the rear tank mount. Fuck me, get your words out, Ralfy. So that all goes together. I'm going to cobble that together off camera. You can see what I mean, and that will support the seat base. And then we'll look at doing this bracket, and then we've got various brackets and shit to clean off. Look, it's like fucking trees in a forest with a red cross on them. These have got the white cross of fucking death. They're going bye-byes because we need to clean this up and get ready to mount the radiator, which might be a little bit tricky. But I'll get a bit more welding done. I'm going to weld a bit more on these tube ends, get our plate on, like I say, and then we'll see what's what. It's one of them videos. See what's what. Let's see what's what. Okie fucking dokie. We've welded and cleaned up. Knocked all the dingleberries off and give it a quick whizzy-wazzy with a wire brush, and we have mounted that platform which is raised up to get the bottom of the seat where it needs to be in relation to the tank. We've also, sorry, bad filming, roughed out some cutaways each side there to miss the frame. Our Danny can even them up and sort them out however he fucking wants to when he's painting it. But now we've got, that'll sit hard on that fucking plate, on this bastard hot plate, solid as a fucking rock. So we'll look at the tank mounts, and probably call this quits for this video because we're getting on a bit. So there you go, I'm going to call it. We've done the rear subframe, we've got all the supports in for the seat base, we've modified the tank, ready to make a bracket to mount it at the back there, and we've got the radiator to do, plus a few other little bits and bobs. It just leaves me as always to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, check out the link in the description below, consider giving me a sub. I'm roasting hot, I'm sweaty Betty and covered in fucking fiberglass shit. So I will catch you on the next one. Big love everyone.